Moorhaven Lock. Again, we are here because they're broken. So at 12 o'clock they're gonna open that door over there. Look at this. Watch this. Hello, turkey vultures. They know. They were ready for us to pass away last night. You're good. Take your time. Get it off. Gator on the stern.
Mr. Brown, I have an idea.
There's different people working, dude. I'll tell you that. A passenger vessel, I'm gonna have to ask you to move and go to those dolphins. I was like, dude, we don't fit in them dolphins. I can't go over there.
Moorhaven Lockmaster, Moorhaven Lockmaster.
And what did he say?
I said, okay. You don't care.
What if we throw
Moorhaven Lock.
What if we throw a line on one of the dolphins on the bow, straight off the bow, and then you could just leave it in reverse?
Just calling Moorhaven Lock. Come back.
You thought about that?
Mm-hmm.
You ran over a damn alligator.
Did I? I
You're
knew that
close.
was mine. Oh, it said it's 3 foot. Bird ground.
The dredge boat coming through the Moorhaven Railroad Bridge. This is Captain on Channel 13. You copy, Cap? Hey, copy, Cap. Go ahead. Yeah, Cap, we're all waiting here for the little tugboat guys to show up to push the door open. If you want to spud down behind us, I see you coming through the bridge now. They're supposed to be here this morning, but they haven't showed up yet, so we're just standing by.
I thought noon.
Therefore, Cap, thanks for the information. Yeah, we'll come and transport down behind you.
Yeah, I'd like to go first because you're going to be going so slow, and I want to stay ahead of you. But just wanted to touch base with you.
Thanks for the information, Cap. Yeah, that's okay with us, Cap. Yeah, we'll come behind you.
Yeah. Usually they show up around 8 o'clock, but I haven't seen any activity up there at the lock other than the lockmaster opening the lock.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the information.
Okay, Cap, one is kind. Standing by 13.
Did you do engine checks this morning?
Mm-hmm. All the oil was good.
Really?
Yeah, the only thing that was low was the coolant on the starboard.
Dude, that thing's in. Where is the coolant? No?
You got a blown head. Alright, I can't wear these. Alright, finally we're heading for the Moorhaven Lock. It's unbelievable how many currents are in these things, man. Can you guys get on those bollards? We're gonna go to the most forward one. Just past that orange thing there, Dawson, and then I'll bring it around for you, Abel. Alright, port side. Here we go. It's hard to see, but he's pulling the door closed right now. The doors are opening. We're almost through this dreaded time. Yeah.
Julian Key lock, Julian Key lock. Vessel Quinn, westbound. The westbound pleasure craft, Cap, you need to get back out of the way. It's going to be a while. Back it down and go north a little bit. When it's time, I'll let you know. Thanks so much. We'll back up. Yes, sir. Okay, Kristy, you may leave anytime you're ready.
Roger that. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys. That was a long week waiting. Appreciate it.
You guys have a good one.
Alright. Release the lines. Nice. Dawson. Clear.
The eastbound dredge at Moorhaven, you have permission to enter the chamber. You got a 3-foot rise here.
10-4 Cap, can we enter?
Come on in.
Alright, what you can't see is that there is a railway bridge off to the right there that is closed for a train coming. We end up waiting here for about 30 to 40 minutes for this bridge to open back up. Woohoo! Take me to the other side.
Alright, Cap, I appreciate the opening there for us. And you have a great day.
On the road again.
Gotcha.
Finally on the road again, making progress again. I mean, the Lake Okeechobee is beautiful. If
if you ever come through here, make sure you got bug nets on your boat. If you don't got air conditioning and you got to keep doors or windows open, be ready for the longest night of your life, unless it's cold. But alligators were cool. We finally did see them. I'm stoked about that. But we're on the move now. Here we go.
I tried making egg bites.
Yourself?
Yeah.
And it looks like it went alright. Are they boiled or what? Like, do you have to poach them?
No, they're microwave. They're steamed. That's how you make them. But
Chef McGregory on the... Let's see how you did. They're hot. Dude, it's good.
yeah, but it's not like the
I think it's better.
bullshit.
I think it's better.
Why didn't have Barreri cheese?
Grary. I think it's better.
Hey, did you see that piling that you almost hit back there?
No. Was it on when I went through the bridge?
No, one of the dolphins before.
Oh, well, yeah, when I backed down really hard. I had to line up on the bridge. That current was way stronger.
Yeah.
Look.
Took forever to open.
Yeah, it did.
Especially with no...
Alright, Franklin lock is going to be...
3:30 is when we'll get to Franklin. Last is 4:30, so we'll make it in time.
We should. Good chance. Alright, I'll put that in. This is easy peasy
We'll make
lemon
it.
squeezy. Oh, I can't believe it. We're finally through that lock. It's been a nightmare for me dealing with this crap. Wheels still spinning. This is beautiful. Look, Ma, I made it. We're almost home, dude. Little hole right there, you know, a little hurricane hole. Alright, we're making our approach to the Ortega lock. Now, which lock's down? Is that true about the Franklin lock? The Franklin lock is it really down?
Yeah, there's a 25-foot width restriction. They've got one gate down. Should be on the notice to navigation website. Been down for quite a while.
Yeah, I heard about the Moore Haven. I didn't know about this one.
We had a barge stuck down there probably close to 2.5 weeks before we could get it through when they were working on it. But they still didn't get it fixed.
Okay. Right here, I start to panic because I've contacted the Army Corps of Engineers, and the chief engineer told me that I could fit through these locks. He did not tell me that the last lock, the Franklin lock, would be down as well. You heard the lock tender say that the Notice to Mariners has this information. Well, let me tell you, trying to find the information on that and the locks is very, very, very difficult. So much so that when we get to the final lock, the lock tender is very upset that we're there. And I explained to her that I talked to the chief engineer, and we go over how hard it is to find the information, and she says that she can barely even find it herself. I mean, no joke, I spent 2 or 3 days trying to find information on the locks. I was calling the Coast Guard, and eventually I just got a hold of the right lady after calling about 10 different Coast Guard people, and she gave me a number. That was the chief engineer.
Who told me about the tug coming in to open up the lock, but he never once mentioned the final lock not being able to be open.
And we're off, man. These locks will freaking...
Port LaBelle, Port LaBelle, Port LaBelle Marina. Over. Hey, Wendy, it's Dale and Heidi. We're just coming back in. We'd like to get some fuel, please.
No, I called that Army Corps of Engineer guy. He said we should fit. Should isn't a promise, but... I just got word that another lock is down. The guy I got the information from on the last lock said I should be able to fit. We'll see.
You want to look on the port side?
Oh my god, dude, one thing after another.
What happened if you can't come through?
I don't know, we'd have to go all the way down in the round. We'd have to go all the way back, all the way down in the round. Now it looks like filming, but there's some nice boats there. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Shoot him a little bit. Shoot him. Oh my God. Look at this Liddell Yacht Club, dude. I just can't stop filming this. This is like the prettiest we've seen on the trip, man. Alright, this is an interesting bridge. This is the Denal Bridge. Seems that the operator has to walk out into the bridge before she can open it, yeah. Sorry, I almost said he. But the Denal Bridge, the operator needs... I don't know why it turned off, but Denal Bridge, they got to walk out and open the bridge for you to cross or go past, so...
Captain, when you're comfortable with the opening, come on through.
Roger that, we're gonna make our approach. Thank you. We're in no man's land out here. I'm starting to get nervous. The West Coast ain't like the East Coast. East Coast, man, every night it was easy to find a marina. Those hurricanes really hurt the West Coast, and then they're just so far spread out. It'd be different if you could anchor, but kind of just shiitake mushroomed. Yeah, I don't know. Not fun at all. But I'll worry about that later tonight. I'm already exhausted, man. The dang bugs. Look, there's a dang bee in here. It's not mosquitoes, it's something else. You grab that radio right now, you're gonna get stung. Wow, 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 wow. What's up, my dude? Yeah, no, go away. You look like a nice little honeybee, but I don't want to mess with you. Go. I must have repowered this bridge. This thing is freaking flying up. I think that's the fastest bridge in the south. And we're making our approach here.
Yeah, it's not too bad, huh? Sweetwater Landing Marina, Sweetwater Landing Marina. Sweetwater Landing Marina, motor vessel steadfast.
We may not be able to even get through this thing. We're gonna see.
Okay, just don't go too close to the front gates. And you're going to go down about 2 to 2.5 feet. Or you can keep going up to about halfway. It's okay. I just don't want you too far forward, that's all.
Can I start on port? Would you be okay with that?
I don't care, that's fine.
Alright, Roger, we're gonna start port.
Yeah, if you're going port, then just don't go too far down.
Alright guys, we're gonna go port side 2.
Is that what wind pushing you over there?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's getting me. I'll just, if you don't mind, let me see what it looks like, and then we'll make that safety call.
Roger that. Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about right now is the wind.
Alright, unfortunately, I did not record us going through this. The wind was blowing about 15 knots straight off the starboard. That's why I ended up choosing port. Once again, let me add that the lock tender was very concerned with us being there because she knew that it would be very questionable with us getting through the lock. She ends up calling her boss and they give us 5 extra feet. They open the door. Now, getting off of the wall was extremely difficult because the wind's blowing me on and I can't pivot how I normally would, kicking the stern far over to the starboard and then bringing the bow over. And because of me not recording, I'm going to explain what happens. So I try and pivot off the wall. I eventually do get all the way over to the starboard. I make my approach towards the lock, and the wind blows me over right before I get through the gate, and I bring the boat to a halt, and I put the boat in what I would do for a walk. So I turn the wheel about halfway to port. I put the port motor in forward and the starboard in reverse, and I give it more forward so that way I have some forward momentum and it actually starts to work. The boat starts to suck to the right so once the boat gets all the way against the wall, the lock tender is standing on the gate that won't open, and she tells me she thinks I'm gonna clear, so I full throttle it through. What you don't see, what you can't see because I didn't record it, is that they have a knife edge sticking off the end of the lock. If I would have ended up on that lock, I would have opened up an entire gash down the entire side of the boat. So it was very nerve-wracking. I was super proud of myself, but super mad at myself for not recording me getting through. We lost a fender, and the lock tender yelled at me for going too fast. But I didn't care because I didn't hit anything.
I forgot to press record. I'm really mad at myself about that, about going through that lock, man. That was the moneymaker shot, and I just didn't do it. You know, and just, this is the last thing you think of when you're in a high stress situation. But hopefully I get better as this goes. But we made it. We're tied off to some dolphins again.